And welcome back to round 2, part 2 of the 2018 WyOpen. Here we are with 5 individuals that have braved the elements to get all the way up here on the lead card for the second round.
And those would be Nate Metzler so far at 12 down through 27 holes. Mitch Sonderfan is at 10 down. Tyler Liebman 8 down. Myself at 7 down. And David Stepp is at 3 down. We'll be heading into hole 11 here in just a second, which is a little bit easier than the last round since it's not a combined hole, but the basket's still, 4 feet from the river maybe?
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, this hole here is not a real forgiving hole. You go too far, you're OB. It's plain and simple.
So Mitch is doing what I think most of us are going to do on this hole and just try to throw a hyzer in roughly to that opening and get a look at it.
But within 20, 25 foot, you can't beat that, But it's a death putt. You miss that putt, you're going OB.
Yeah, there's no putt on this hole that's really not a death putt unless you've already gone out of bounds.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've seen people on the side of the basket, but it's a rare occasion you don't go OB.
Yeah, exactly. It's tricky to catch all that grass and not sneak past it.
No. Nate didn't like the looks of that shot.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's coming into those trees. I think he thought it was a little bit right and ended up fading more than he thought. But he stayed in bounds, so
it stayed up.
He'll have an interesting look. I don't know if it's really a good putt, but
Slim with a nice little crush right up there within the circle. So
yeah, like you said though, that same super death putt. This is that same FD2 I threw on hole 7 last video. And a little bit of a crosswind, just trying to get it to fight through it, and that skipped and almost went out of bounds, but it did stay safe.
David Stepp just staring at OB.
And he did the smart thing.
Yes, he did.
Laid up.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad run. He just
it doesn't look like wind's a factor right now, so just kind of the fear of the OB.
We thought that one was in.
It looked in. Until it hit the ground.
Yeah. And Mitch just didn't commit at all and went out of bounds, and he'll tap in a 4 from there. Taking your meter in from there puts you about bucket edge. And Nate
nasty Nate just slapping it in there.
That was nasty.
That was nasty. And that's why they call him Nasty
Nate. His nastiness.
Yep.
So I'm not far away, but I have to do a weird from a knee straddle putt to get below a branch, and actually had to throw it through branches to get this. It felt harder than it was.
Well, but it's for the love of the game.
Yeah. So
hey, nice birdie.
I was happy those trees.
That's called commitment. That's commitment.
I knew I was going to hit branches, and David committed to the smart layup there.
Yeah, well, it's smart. It's safe.
Yeah, you're definitely not taking 4, and that's a really scary putt to run anyway. So if you're not going to commit to it, why even bother running it?
Yeah, yes.
So Nate and myself got the 2s there. Mitch snuck OB and got the 4, and Tyler and David did 3. So on hole 12, this is the same one as last round again. Didn't change. That OB Creek right behind it is still as imposing as ever, even though those trees will sometimes save you.
Treacherous pond on the left side.
Yeah, it's really... The hole, I feel like, is easier than it's made out to be.
Yeah.
By the way it looks, just because that water on either side always gets in your head, and for whatever reason ruins the commitment.
On any other given day where Nasty Nate just landed, would have been OB, correct?
Yeah, so...
But at the tournament, that was not OB because the flash flood that we had on Tuesday prior to the tournament washed the sandbar completely over that creek.
Yeah, so that was just connected by sand where that railroad tie used.
He's completely safe, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there was no line there either. They have dug it out since, so it is OB again.
Yes, they have.
But that's fortunate that washed out for a few of us during that tournament.
A very smooth shot hitting that tree that everybody prays they hit when they're hyzering towards that lake.
Yeah.
And Slim, what are we going to do, bud?
I think that's that same Justice.
Oh, man. Just laced it up the fairway. What a beautiful shot.
Yeah, that's a solid shot.
That's the perfect play. You're not too far to the right where that creek is. And
yeah, maybe a little too close to the willows for comfort, but it's still not that bad of a putt.
And Mitch just textbook shot right up the middle.
Yeah, gives himself a 25-footer with his gator.
Yeah.
This is me from just behind that tree there for a 2.
It's a lovely shot.
Yeah, that OB right behind it that you mentioned wasn't there. Made it a little easier to run, but there's still the risk you go off the rim and end up rolling into the creek, which is a strong possibility on this.
And you canned it. What a putt.
Yeah, after a few of those earlier ones, that one felt really good.
Good putt.
Dale got a great angle for these putts.
Yes, it does. David putting out. Ooh, a little high.
Let that one get floated.
Hey, that's safe, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Wow.
Here's Mitch from a little bit closer, just on the other side of that tree now. And that's a good deuce.
And you can count that with Mitch. Mitch, he's a solid putter.
Yeah, he was putting well for a good amount of the round. I know there are a few he'd like to have back. That's a good birdie from Tyler.
Slim knocking the deuce down.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty Nate coming back from the...
Almost 13's tee pad.
Yeah, almost. And
he gets
catches
it anyway.
his birdie.
And
Nothing to shake Nasty Nate.
There's David, just puts it low.
Maybe he didn't want that, but the look on his face, very disappointed in himself.
Yeah. That's a clean 4, too. I don't think he went out of bounds.
That's a tough one to take when everybody else is taking 2s.
Definitely. Brings him to even on the round. Definitely coming into a couple birdie holes here, though. If he can get him, he can save around and start coming back the right direction.
You got the infamous back door if you shank it a little soon, and if you don't, then you got a pretty good shot if you know how to throw a hyzer.
Yeah, so there's some really interesting windows through that. I forget what tree it is, but there's some really interesting windows through that tree that
it's a Russian olive.
It's a Russian olive, and that almost went off the top of the basket there.
Yeah.
It was a great shot.
Nasty Nate with the...
Probably a felon.
Probably.
Yeah, this is an FD3. Just my overstable FD3. And trying to do kind of what I did the first round and give it a U-turn around the tree. And got it around the tree this time and skipped it a little long.
Oh.
But that's a look at it. I landed almost right on Nate's disc.
Yeah, so you're doing all right.
And here's Tyler. And pretty much everyone on this hole is trying to do the same thing, just get it way up. There was still that slight headwind, which would push it backward if you got enough on it, and that's another good shot.
Wow, what a right off the branch. You see that thing slide right off that branch?
Yeah, after I didn't realize how close that came to sneaking up into the chains.
That was pretty close.
There's that same Ballista Pro and
little far.
Crashing high. No one's found that back door yet, but
that's good.
Yeah.
And the reason I say it is because I'm an AM player, Connor. I'm no pro.
I've seen you park this hole more than once.
Yeah, but man, I'm telling you.
David's got a little bit more on this one than I think he wanted, and he'll leave himself with a putt. The telephone wire's maybe just a little bit in the way, but he's got a look.
That looked like no effort.
No.
And I'd have to put everything I had with like the biggest disc I got, like
Mitch.
Probably destroyer. He probably threw like an eagle or something, you know.
Yeah, I think that may have been. I think it may be a Firebird that he's throwing, but I'm not 100% sure on that. When Mitch came up just short for his birdie there from probably circle's edge, maybe just outside, and just a little right from about the same distance from David. So Nate maybe just inside the circle here. No problem.
Kansas deuce.
It's a great 2.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely one you need, especially when you got guys like Mitch and guys like yourself, you know, nipping at his heels.
Yeah, Tyler's making a run too right now.
Well, Slim. You can never count him out.
And I just didn't give that a chance. After making that last one, felt silly. But Tyler had a great drive and cleans up a fairly easy birdie, so that was a nice stroke on myself. Nate keeping pace with him, though.
Slim trying to run out of the view of the camera for some reason.
Eager to get to the next hole.
That's it. Yeah,
so the rest of us should tap in our pars here. No problem. 8-footers or so. Like I said, the wind died down, and these weren't nearly as testy as they were as far as discs maybe getting blown out of the basket.
Yeah.
So Nate and Tyler both are sitting at 7 down this round, keeping pace with each other. It seems like the whole round it's been birdie for birdie with them, just going back and forth.
Mitch only one behind him on the round. That five-stroke lead, Nasty Nate's got over Slim. That's a pretty good lead.
Yeah, that's a safe one he's building up, and he's trying to build it more up here.
Yeah, well, he's got a big day. Big day ahead of him.
Mm-hmm. So that's probably that same verdict, I believe he's been throwing a lot. And just kind of did the safe thing and left it a little short, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Easy money right there.
Mm-hmm. That
Looks
basket.
like that's at Justice, huh?
Probably, yeah. That same blue lucid disc. And that thing got a little too overstable on him. Just a little short.
Aha! There's the JoJo disc.
Yeah.
Old JoJo.
Mm-hmm. Gotta give him love when I throw it well.
Oh, man.
Which I threw it all right on this hole.
And
Felt pretty decent out of the hand, but I knew it was a little high. And
hey.
I think the tree may have actually kept it from going too terribly long, but that is safe. And
the luck of JoJo.
Yeah.
You had the luck of JoJo, man.
I gotta believe that was all it was. Here's David. And I think this is an overstable mid-range. I don't think he's throwing a putter on this one. Which is probably good. It was still a bit of a headwind, and yeah, that bailed out safe again. But like I said, that's not a bad play.
Looks like Mitch throwing a gator.
Yeah, that's that same ring stamp gator that he's got.
Huh.
And that's a good shot.
And just parks it. So to avoid putting, that's what you do.
Yeah. Doesn't have to feel the putt that much from that distance.
No, that's...
Oh,
there's no death putt when you're that close to the basket.
I felt like that was going to go in from Tyler, but it just barely didn't catch enough chains. Here's David.
And that's a tough one.
Yeah, I let that one get away from him a little bit.
And you did stay safe.
Yeah, I did stay safe, maybe 15, 20 feet. And I let the grass get in my head on that one. I hit some grass on the reach back and decided it was a problem all of a sudden, so that'll earn me a 3.
Well, you know.
Nate got a good birdie there.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, if you're going to do anything on this hole, if you're going to make any mistake, bail out left.
Yeah.
Sure, it gives you a little bit of a death putt, but it's still at least a look.
Yeah.
It's not a guaranteed 3.
Yeah, that creek is a nuisance.
Mitch will get the easy birdie.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, that was a beautiful drive he had.
And David's just taking his meter to get a little bit better footing, but he doesn't really need it because that's only about 8 feet. You know, tap in an unfortunate bogey. There's Tyler.
Show off.
Yeah. Didn't get too fancy with the dunk. I wish he mixed it up a little bit.
Yeah, you know, behind the back or something would have been pretty cool.
He's got the arms for it. He can stretch out. He can mess around a little bit.
I expect a lot more out of him.
Come on, Tyler.
And this is it. This here hole, combining these two holes, is a real fun thing.
Yeah, it was different. I actually hadn't seen this combination before after as much as I played this course. But
that road on the left side comes into play more than you think.
Oh yeah, and you really don't want to be that far right either because that creek and those willows get in your way too.
So aim as much as you can for the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, if you can get near that short basket there, hole 15's regular basket that's bagged, that's not a bad drive.
No, it's not, and that actually gives you a real good look for your upcoming your second shot.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can just pipe it right up the center of the fairway, or even a nice big 400-foot hyzer, and you're golden.
Mitch almost got to the next tee pad, which would have been really ideal.
That would have been.
Tyler, I think, let that one go a little high, but it's not going to end up too terrible. You'll have an interesting look behind some of those trees to the right, I think. This is the third run PD. It's the same disc I threw the first round on this hole. Just trying to look for a similar result. And got it most of the way up to where I wanted. It's a little left, so I'm going to have to either go Anheuser over the road the whole way, or go big hyzer over those trees and just see how close I can get.
I guess we'll find out when you come up to the shot.
Yeah. Took me a while to make that decision. Here's David, and looked like he slipped just a little bit on his foot. But
still a heck of a crush he's got. Wow.
He's kind of going over.
Oh, hit that tree.
Yeah.
Dang it, man.
So there's Tyler back behind those trees a little bit. He kind of got tangled up in one of them, and we thought he was going to bust through, but didn't quite get through him. I'm not sure what he's throwing here. Probably a high-speed driver, just get it up. And he's got it at least well into the fairway. He's still short of that tree that's maybe, 70, 80 short of the basket.
David
that one pine tree.
Pumping one up there.
Yeah. It's pretty wide, but he'll have a long
60-footer, 70-footer.
There's Mitch. Probably with the most straightforward drive, second shot of the bunch at least, and just gets that tree
Yeah,
at the end.
within 20 foot.
Yeah, that was looking good.
Yes, sir. That was a nice shot by Mitch. Nasty Nate trying to get some footing.
Yeah, a little bit in the rough, but
That's pretty. Got a lot of sticks in there.
yeah, definitely. And that tall grass can kind of slow your heel plant.
Yep, and that little tree
Yeah.
gets a lot of people.
Yeah, he's got maybe 45 feet left for his birdie 3. So here I'm throwing a PD2. Just trying to catch what right to left wind there is.
Looks like you chose the hyzer route, my friend.
Yeah, and kind of tangled up in those trees late, but got myself
right.
a look, maybe
It's all right.
30 feet.
Putting.
No, not a bad look.
Better than the alternative.
Mm-hmm. Tyler's just trying to park it, and he does a good upshot there. He's had a few good sidearm upshots recently. He's really starting to trust that shot, and it's paid off for him a few different times.
It looks like it has. Looks like he's trusting it real good.
Yeah, David just ends up laying up there from 60 feet. Not a bad decision. Nate's trying to give that a little bit of a go and just gets a bit low on his putt. And this is
this for a
my
3?
look for a 3, yeah.
Wow, Connor.
Let it go a little long. Just got to remember to commit on some of these putts because that one was not quite thrown with the trust that it needed to be. But speaking of not trusting a putt, Mitch just leaves it a little low and is going to have to settle for a 3.
He learned it by watching you.
Or a 4, rather. Yeah.
Way to
I
go.
don't know what got in his head there, but he knows he's better than that, and he's got chances to show it, so he'll try to grab the next one. There's Nate with a par for himself.
Yeah, nasty Nate.
Yeah. So no one really takes advantage on this hole.
Well,
It's a difficult par 4, though, and we will all end up taking 4s. So everyone will stay at where they were. We'll keep the same order on the box going into the next hole. Nate is pulled ahead 1 stroke above Tyler and Mitch now.
oh wow.
And he's already at 8 down with a few holes left. This is hole 17. It's kind of a difficult shot. That's kind of a hard 3 or a soft 4.
Yeah, you know, if you throw a flat shot and it turns over, you're destined to be thrown from a bunch of Russian olives that are not nice.
Oh,
Where Nasty Nate just ended up is about 45 feet from the basket.
That's a great shot. He went
Very
over that
good.
clump of
Yeah,
Russian olives.
Yeah, don't
and
worry
goes
about
to
those
the
Russian
right.
olives.
And those are thick if you get in them short. Tyler's trying to do the same thing here and get over everything.
And Tyler and Nate, all you guys up here got these big arms, you know, and that helps to get around there. And out of the fairway, where Tyler just landed, you know, that's the fairway for hole 18.
Tyler's almost pin high there.
Yeah, he's got a little 60-foot putt.
Yeah, he'll definitely have a look at 2,
Yeah.
which is rare on
Which
this
is wide open.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any obstructions.
No, not at all. So I'm throwing a DD2 here, and I'm kind of trying to go a similar line that Nate and Tyler went and go over everything. And cleared it all. I'm a little shorter than them, but it'll stay safe.
Now you park the mid placement.
Yeah, the shorter
Oh,
400-foot placement.
Yeah, if it had been there, you'd tap in birdie putt.
Yeah, I think this is a better tournament placement, though.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. It makes guys work for it.
Mm-hmm. David's, I think,
Is
just
that a
trying to
mid?
put it. I think it is a mid. I think he was just trying to play for the middle of the fairway and just let
Gotcha.
it go a little early.
Gotcha.
Take the safe 3 if
Trying
you
to play
can.
the smart way. Huh?
Yeah.
What do they call it? Sexton golf.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mitch tried to kind of sky putter roller out and got a look at his next shot, but it didn't curl up like I think he wanted it to. And David's got kind of a similar sidearm Anheuser out of where he's at. And that gave him a little bit better putt.
yeah, he's not going to have a bad look there.
So I get to go through that tree there that Nate landed in and try to make something of this putt. But it's always a fun little gap to try to hit, and I just
got
ended
yourself
up
out.
laying up. So,
Oh man,
gave that one a run.
guy's playing for keeps.
I thought he was going to save that 3. Here's Tyler for a 2.
Oh,
man.
slim.
Just left it a little left.
Little left.
But it was a good run. It was insane to see that he had a look at that too. So
Dave with the
basically just laying it
kind of
out.
a dropped little. You know, it's. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a tough one to try to run.
It is. It's hard. Because especially if you got any kind of branches in your way. And it is. It's just tough. It's a real tough hole.
Yeah. Especially if you're already, sitting on 3 strokes trying to save one more. It's a hard one to try to give up and maybe go off the top and OB with that road there. It's, it's not the least distracting thing in the world by far.
That's right.
So Nate and myself will just tap in our pars. David, a little disappointed, gets a 4, along with Mitch there. And Nate still has a stroke lead on Tyler, who has a stroke lead on Mitch. Going into the combined hole A to B, probably, I would almost argue, the hardest hole on the course.
There ain't no argument. This is the hardest hole that's ever been laid out here at this course.
Yeah, a 4 feels fine.
Oh man, a 4 is almost like a birdie.
Just because, especially where that basket placement is.
Oh
it's
man,
insane.
And I've seen so many guys, and one of them being yourself, hit an early tree and smoke that basket that's wrapped up in plastic right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you done it too?
No, not me. Not me personally. I've witnessed 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
You yourself and Mr. Adam Fries.
Oh, Adam Fries, yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fries. Fries is his last name. That's how you pronounce his last name. Adam Fries.
So Nate and Tyler both got up kind of where you almost want to be. They're a little left in those trees, which it'll give you a look, but it's not a great one. David's a little behind that there. I just went with an MD3 up the middle to try to get up the fairway and not mess around with it. But
just throwing a little flick roller to get out of trouble.
I had kind of an early drive, and he just wants to get up in the fairway, but he kind of curled a little bit to the left side and doesn't have the easiest look from there.
Looks like David's just kind of tossing up outside the bush there.
Yeah.
So he get himself a kind of a look. It's really tucked back in there. And
he ended up a little bit in the bush, but Mitch has a weird look here and is just trying to go over the top of everything. This is the forehand with that FD2 that I've been throwing, and I let that one go nice and early and just ended the stuff there.
And that's an ugly tree.
Yeah, that's not going to get me to look at 3.
No.
But a 3 is really good on this hole.
That's going to get him a good look. I mean, that's wide open.
Yeah, he's got the putt coming across the...
that right there is the true definition of death putt.
Yeah,
because
fortunately...
you have 2 foot of land behind your basket.
The basket is more lined up with the trees behind it from his angle than the creek, so he's got the creek left on his putt rather than right behind him.
That fella got lucky.
But it's still a scary putt.
Got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
That's rough.
Or just very good.
Yeah, any given day the fella could beat me, so he's got to be pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So Mitch is just trying to get himself a look, and he ends up hitting that tree in that patch short and almost rolls back into the ditch. Oh, man. I'm just trying to lay up here and catch some stuff, but it's a layup, or at least it's laid up enough. And Nate for a 3 and cashes it.
Oh, look at Nate.
That's a great 3.
All happy. It
was hilarious, too, when Nate hit that. Tyler had about the same putt, and he said, "Dang it, Nate, I wanted to just lay up."
So Slim, I take it Slim's going to run it.
Of course, Slim's going to give her a run.
Old chastity
belt.
belt.
It was in. Now it's sat. It did sit.
Okay,
so
that's good. That's good. But the old dreaded chastity belt.
Now David's got kind of the death putt because this one is a little more in line with the creek behind it, and gave it a run. But at least it sat. It didn't flop off into the river or anything.
Mitch is
just tapping in at 6. That was a rough one.
Yeah, it's hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, when you hit early on this hole, it doesn't get any easier. Tyler's got a par 4. I ended up just laying up, and we'll tap in what should be an easy 4 here. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I wanted to make sure I got up into the chains.
Oh, you were in there.
Oh, yeah.
You were all up in there.
David got a 5 there. And Nate with the lone 3. That's a great 3.
Yeah.
On that hole.
Yeah.
That is definitely a birdie.
Yeah, that's he earned that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a huge putt.
Yeah.
All right, hole C. This is kind of just I wouldn't call it a filler hole, but it's it just gets you back to 18, you know.
Yeah, and it provides its own set of challenges. Those trees kind of block the wind, but if you get it too high like you want to, some of the better lines on this hole are above those trees. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's like it's on a trampoline.
Yep, and a roller coaster right afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Plus, that creek's left, so if you let the wind get under it...
Yep, you're going swimming.
You're going swimming. Tyler's caught a lot of that tall grass right next to the creek, and he did end up safe.
That's good. Hit the brakes.
Mm-hmm. This is another third-run PD, and just trying to do what I did the first round and get it nice and close. It is a single-chain basket on this one. It catches fine, but...
It's old school, bud.
You like to make it a guarantee rather than have to give it a chance to spit now.
Well, when you put it that close, that, hey...
Yeah, that putt gets a lot easier from 6 feet.
I was going to say, that's a pretty easy putt.
Mm-hmm. Here's David. I think that is a Firebird, but... Whatever it is, it's pretty darn overstable. And
that's a pretty good shot.
That's a pretty good drive. Maybe 20, 25 out. He's inside the circle. And Mitch has got that Ballista Pro out again, and he's putting it a little over those trees, which, like I said, the wind wasn't as bad this round, so you could get away with it more trying to put it that high, but left it just a little bit short.
Yeah, that's still not too bad.
Yeah, so Nate's got himself a nice big putt here for a 2. And that's giving it a run, but just a little bit right. And Tyler's got a little bit closer for his, but some of that grass can get in the way, like it did with mine, but he doesn't look like he let it mess with him too much.
Man, the guy's 8 foot tall, man.
That was a good run. He painted the pole.
He did.
And here's Mitch, and just leaves another one a little short. He's not happy about it.
No, that was not a look of being pleased.
Mm-hmm. Here's a David for a 2, though. And he'll send one in, count it.
There you go, Stepp.
Yeah. Didn't look quite as laser-like as some of his other putts when he's confident, but it did go in. And
it's good.
Yeah, count it. Nate coming back for a 3. That's fine. He's got enough of a lead built up. At least I thought it was fine.
Well, yeah,
I was all right getting a stroke on him.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Nice tap in for birdie for me. I was happy to have it that close.
It's always a nice putt. You got no putt.
Yeah. What did Johnny McRae say? If you want to be a really good putter, put it 8 feet out. It's hard to miss from there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Words to live by.
Exactly.
Tyler makes it. I could have sworn that was 8 feet, but he just laid it in. Those arms are longer than I thought.
Yeah. Probably was 8 foot.
Old Slim. Putting together a decent round at 7 down so far.
Yeah.
With only hole 18 left here.
Last hole, huh?
Mm-hmm. I guess we're calling this a par 4. 433 feet.
Well, that's worth a par 4. It's pretty tough.
It's double Mando. There's all those Russian olives right. There's the creek left.
Yeah. Real skinny fairway, as you can see. It's not a real fairway, but it's a tough one.
Yeah, if you want to avoid the fairway, you can kind of do what I did and just throw a CD3 really high and try to flex it over those olives. And, I'll get myself a look. It's maybe 45, 50 out or so.
A lot further than I can throw it.
I'll take a drive like that. Here's David. Kind of put this one a little left. Made the Mando, but it did go OB.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Just let it slip out of his hand a little bit. It was starting to get really humid, and the mosquitoes were a big distraction on the last 3 holes.
Especially you get right in here. This is Mosquito Alley, man.
Nate throws a great drive up the middle. If you're going up the middle, that's all you really can do with the low ceiling, but that's a great shot.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Tyler's kind of doing a mix of our 2 shots, going a little bit over the top. And he was concerned that this was OB when he threw it, but plenty safe. 10 feet to the creek, if that. And he's
what you worrying about, Slim?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Mitch is, I think, going... It might have been another putter roller. Yeah, that is a putter. He stayed safe, but he's up in those Russian olives, and he's going to have a tricky out.
Looks like
David decided he didn't have anything.
Pitching out for a safe shot.
Yeah, he was probably right about not having anything.
Yeah.
Just throwing the sidearm up, yep. But gives himself a look at his, a 5, I suppose it would be. But that's all he really could do from where he was. Mitch is throwing his gator out here and just gets a little bit behind that last bush. Just enough to be in his way.
That's always a pleasant thing.
Yeah, Nate's got a big putt here for look at 2 and just leaves it low right.
How's a layup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we'll go with. He's just running with his score into the clubhouse. And
yeah.
That'll be another 49, which he should be all right with. That's a good round. It was 10:33 the first round, I think, and 10:32 the second.
Huh.
Tyler just ends up laying up there. I'm looking to end the round on a high note here, and got
And
that
you
one
do.
to sneak in.
Good putt,
That's
Connor.
deuce. And I'm happy to end the round like that. Little clap.
Little clap. Yeah.
So puts me to 53, 6 strokes behind Nate.
Hey,
But
the 6
Pine
out's
Bluffs
not bad.
tomorrow
Yeah,
with
and
the
that's
conditions is something where anywhere.
It's the old
anything can
haymaker
happen.
right there, man.
Mhm.
That course right there is a brutal one.
David hits a good putt for his 5.
Yes, he did.
It might not be what he wants to finish the round with score-wise, but it's a good putt. And Mitch looked like he rushed this and just put it short. And he's going to have to tap in a 4. Nate taps in a par to finish the round. Like I said, at a 49, that's a great round. Tyler will get his par 3 as well. And there's Mitch with a 4.
Ouch. Well, that's all right.
Yeah. So here we are after 2 rounds of the WyOpen 2018. Nate Metzler sitting at 7 down going into the 24 holes at Pine Bluffs tomorrow. I'm in second at 11 down. Tyler Liebman is at 10 down. And joining us tomorrow will be South Dakota's Justin Knoyer on the top card for Pine Bluffs.
I'm glad you said his last name because I can't pronounce it.
It's a fun one. We'll have it spelled for everyone here too. So look out for that coming up in a few weeks. Until then, disc well and have fun.
Peace out.